Why do you think about the same thing again and again? Why does your mind refuse to stay quiet? Even when everything around you is calm, you replay conversations in your head. You imagine situations that haven't even happened. You analyze every small detail again and again. And sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. But here's the truth. Overthinking is not just a bad habit. It's a pattern, a way your mind has learned to protect you. The question is, why? 1. Your brain is always in problem mode. For most people, thinking starts when there's a problem. But for overthinkers, the brain is always searching for one. Even in peaceful moments, your mind creates questions. What if something goes wrong? What if I miss something? What if this doesn't work out? It's like your brain is trying to stay one step ahead of life, but instead of helping, it traps you in endless loops of thoughts. 2. Fear of making the wrong decision. One of the biggest reasons people overthink is fear. Not fear of failure, but fear of choosing wrong. You don't just make decisions. You analyze every possible outcome. What if I regret this later? What if there was a better option? So instead of deciding, you delay. And the longer you wait, the heavier the decision feels. 3. You replay the past. Overthinking is not just about the future, it's also about the past. You remember small moments, things others have already forgotten. A conversation, a reaction, a simple sentence. And then you ask yourself, did I say something wrong? Did they misunderstand me? You replay it again and again, trying to fix something that is already past. 4. You want control over everything. Overthinkers often believe that if they think enough, they can control what happens. So they plan everything. They prepare for every situation. But life doesn't work that way. No matter how much you think, you can't control everything. And that realization creates anxiety, because your mind wants certainty. But life only gives possibilities. 5. You notice what others ignore. Here's something most people don't understand. Overthinking is not just a weakness, it's also a strength. Overthinkers are highly aware. You notice tone of voice, body language, small changes in behavior. You see details others completely miss. And because you notice more, you think more. 6. You feel everything deeply. Overthinkers don't just think deeply, they feel deeply too. A small comment can stay in your mind for hours. A small mistake can feel huge. Because for you, nothing is just small. Everything has meaning. And that emotional depth makes your thoughts even stronger. 7. Your mind never rests. Even when you're tired, your mind keeps going. At night, when everything's quiet, that's when the thoughts get louder. You think about the day, the future, things you should have done differently. And instead of resting, your brain keeps working. That's why overthinking feels so exhausting. 8. You create problems that don't exist. Sometimes. The biggest problem isn't reality, it's the story in your head. You imagine situations that may never happen. You create outcomes that aren't even real, and your brain reacts as if they already happened. That's the trap of overthinking. It turns possibilities into stress. If you love understanding why people feel embarrassed about old memories, then subscribe now.